This is my audience, my father, Randy, my brother, Matthew, and my girlfriend, Susanna. I'm going to be talking about multiple sclerosis in my family. According to Multiple Sclerosis News Today and the publication of the 5 areas of research that could change the future of multiple sclerosis treatment by Becca Hanley on July 17th in 2017, she states that multiple sclerosis disease is an immune system disease. It's responsible for demyelination. Demyelination is the process of destroying and attacking the myelin coating around nerve cells. Myelin coating is responsible for keeping the nerve cells protected against inflammation and damage to the actual nerve cell itself. When there is damage to the nerve cell, there can be things like contractures and the lack of mobility. Many women in my family actually have this disease, and that's probably due to the fact that mostly women the ages 20 to 40 years old get this disease more than men. That's not saying that all women will get this disease, but it's more commonly found in women than in men. Looking back on when multiple sclerosis was first recorded and observed, looking at the present prognosis of it, and looking into the future, we're able to see just how far we have come in the medical advances and diagnosis of this disease itself. According to Multiple Sclerosis Association of America, posted on April 3rd in 2017, in the 1300s, many records of multiple sclerosis have been observed. And in 1868, the famous neurologist Jean-Martin Charcot, he was the first to lecture over the disease itself and to actually give it a name. So he came up with the name multiple sclerosis. Back in this time period, they had many dangerous treatments, including a plant called nightshade, which is very poisonous to the body, and arsenic and mercury, which are also very poisonous. And they actually had no real effects on treating the disease itself. But in 1951, the drug cortisone was found to treat the relapses in this disease. And relapses are just attacks and just sudden things that happen. It's no long-term effect, but it does help with these sudden relapses. But in 1993, the first long-term drug was found, and it didn't get rid of the disease itself, but it did delay it so that it did not go into the life-threatening stages of multiple sclerosis. Medical advancements, according to Multiple Sclerosis News Today, according to medical advancements, people with multiple sclerosis that are taking treatments for it tend to live about 7 years fewer than the average person without multiple sclerosis. But this isn't actually due to the disease itself, but the diseases that may come along with it, like cardiovascular disease. There are better treatments that are being used today. There's treatments like disease-modifying therapies, and multiple sclerosis diagnoses and these treatments tend to live a much longer life than the multiple sclerosis diagnoses that are not taking any treatments. Modern advances are working for our future discoveries. Things like stem cell therapy are trying to be found to use our brain stem cells, which are self-renewing, and being genetically modified to help with the myelin-producing stem cells, so that the myelin-producing stem cells can renew themselves, so that there can be new myelin coating around nerve cells being produced. Also, things like neuroprotection are drugs that are trying to be found and used to protect the nervous cell, just like a myelin sheath would, but it's not the actual myelin sheath. Looking back on the past of multiple sclerosis, the present prognosis, and the future that we're working towards, we're able to see just how far we've come in our medical advances and the diagnosis. We can do things, all of us can do things today to help with these advancements, like donate to multiple sclerosis causes. You can go on pretty much any medical website and search for multiple sclerosis donations, and they'll all be towards researching for our future advancements.